Imagine you go back when you were 17, 18 in college. What are the things you would like to change/add which could make your current life better? I would like to have addressed my anxiety and ADHD much more thoroughly. I majored in a fairly difficult STEM field and I would have had a much easier time academically if I had gotten treatment for my ADHD and addressed the crippling anxiety I always seem to have over tests and my schoolwork. Plus, had I addressed those things effectively, I could have actually had a much better social life in school and been able to spend more time with friends instead of constantly worrying that I was slacking off too much. I would have realized that I was absolutely stunning and had an amazing personality and had no reason to be shy. I wouldn't have had the boyfriend I did or given any of the guys that I did give the time of day. I would not have dated the abusive guy and I would have been more serious about this other guy. Therapy sooner also. Oh, and I wouldn't have ever gotten on BC. However, I say these things and I truly do feel that in some weird way everything happened for a reason and has led to the current richness in my life. The lessons I learned so young were invaluable and usually people don't learn until they're 30. I don't think I would change much. I was going to community college, comment here to do that then transfer. Though I think maybe I should have cut myself a little more slack. But I will say this one small piece of advice for anyone going to or about to go to college. Look at what kind of jobs are abalone with your degree. Have an end game. Then whatever job you'd think you'd like to do. Try to find someone who is working the same or similar job. Ask them about it. See if they'll let you shadow for a day. My parents did this and it was so helpful in helping me decide what I wanted to do and reasonable expectations of income. You can always change your mind. But it's easier if you're in the vicinity of what you end up doing. What are some mysteries that have actually been solved? The mysterious trails of rocks at Racetrack Playa in Death Valley National Park, California. https://www. YouTube.com/watch. V=JFFHD5EBIM. For many years, the cause of these mysterious rock movements was unknown. However, in recent years, scientists have discovered that the rocks move due to a combination of wind and ice. During periods of rain or melting snow, water freezes into thin sheets of ice on the surface of the lake bed. When the ice breaks apart, it can be moved by wind, and as the ice sheets move, they push the rocks along with them, leaving behind the distinctive trails. Just last year the identity of the Somerton Man was discovered. The Somerton Man was an unidentified man whose body was found on December 1, 1948 on the beach at Somerton Park, a suburb of Adelaide, South Australia. The case is also known after the Persian phrase tamam shud, Persian, tmmshd. Note 1, meaning is over or is finished in quat, which was printed on a scrap of paper found months later in the fob pocket of the man's trousers. The scrap had been torn from the final page of a copy of Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, authored by 12th century poet Omar Khayyam. Wikipedia https://n.m. Wikipedia. org/wiki/Somerton_man. What skills do you think will be most in demand in the future as technology continues to evolve and change? With the advancements toward more interactive tech, I would guess that demand sociology experts will increase. In general, people prefer to talk to a person, not a machine, because people can interpret tone and emotion to gauge someone's urgency and intent. I'm not IT expert, but I assume that interactive tech struggles with this to a degree, so companies will probably want experts on social behavior and interactions to make technology feel more like you're talking to a person rather than a machine. Hopefully botany and landscaping and agriculture. You can't program a robot to determine leaving ground cover and cleaning fallen plant debris, or maintaining a tree and diagnosis of several different disease variants from fungi, weather, machinery damage, animal, insect, or human neglect. A machine doesn't understand how to care for a plant outside of program spraying and fruit picking machines that pick fruit and also filter spoiled/infested ones through their conveyors. A human's sense and its scrutiny is necessary to preserve what left we have of nature and our produce. Can't expect a machine to do that. Logistics, programming, mathematics, and physics. We are quickly approaching the point in which true advances in computer processing won't come from just engineering innovation, but a combined effort with physicists to produce new mediums of computation. God only knows what that could mean. Instead of using gold, silver, and platinum in computer chips, maybe we will be using water molecules to transmit information, since water conducts electricity so well. Who knows really? Why do people want others to live even if they're suffering? Selfishness. We don't want to lose a person we care for regardless of their quality of life. My daughter was a fighter and took every adversity head on. But complications from her cancer treatments ultimately took her from us. I just recently became a person again instead of a shell. I realized during this time I wanted her back because I wanted to see her grow. I wanted to see her walk down the aisle. I wanted to hear her voice. I wanted to see her expressive face again. Not how unfair it had been that she could barely eat, had a mostly liquid diet, struggled with pain and exhaustion, had to get painful procedures monthly. Nope, just what I wanted. It seems like most of these comments are talking more about voluntary assisted dying in the case of physical illness. But I can see you've tagged this as mental illness op. When it comes to depression, a lot of it is because depression can warp how you see things, especially the future. With the right treatment, support and time, Things improve most of the time. It is sad to see someone die when there was hope of recovery. Hope you're doing okay and that you reach out to people if you're not going through the best time right now. And reach out again and again and again. Because life is long and people who are suffering and want to die now might not want to die 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 years down the line. A person who feels like they want to die because they have been suffering for the past 30 years is not too distinguishable than someone who has only been suffering for the past few months and wants to give up. In the end, they both want to die. In both cases, you also can't know when they will stop suffering. Just because you have been suffering for 3 decades doesn't mean you will still be suffering a year from now. Life is precious and people hate the idea of cutting it short, even if it is not their life.